Hello and welcome to your quick tour of the LJ Hooker Beanley Landlord app. It's called Our Landlord and it is a free download from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. So once you've downloaded that, have that on your device, you'll see a blue icon here with Our Landlord. It's just a matter of tapping on that. Now the first time you go to log in, it will ask for a username and password. The username will be the email address that we have on file for you. And the password would have been emailed to you when you shortly after you came on board with LJ Hooker Beanley. If you've lost that email, don't worry. Just hit the Forgot Password button. It'll take you through the process on how to create a password that you'll be able to remember. So the app itself is set up into 9 sections here. Fairly self-explanatory, but we'll have a look at a few of these, give you a bit better idea of the information you'll have at your fingertips. The first section here is the to-do, and if we click into there, there'll be a couple of things you notice. One is that access to the other 9 sections of the app are easily available from the ribbon at the top of the screen. The other is any actions that are still requiring some sort of response will be found here. Now this is test data, so I don't have information in every section, but to give you an example, if there was a lease recommendation that had been sent through from the property manager with regards to renewing of the lease at a particular term and dollar amount, and that was awaiting your instructions, approval or whatever, that would be in here. If there was a maintenance request or a quote submitted for your consideration, those items would be found in here as well. Just a matter of gathering them into the one spot for you so you can easily access anything that may require your instructions back to the property manager. So we'll just go back to the previous screen. Maintenance is here now. This is probably has got the most sections to it. Now, some of our some of our owners do from time to time want us to action some maintenance or repairs or improvements on their properties. So here you can actually submit a request through to your property manager outlining exactly what you want them to do. That might be gathering quotes for an item. It might be just to go ahead and actually get something fixed. Some of our owners are looking to maintain the rentability of their property, so they might be looking at putting an air conditioner into a living room or a bedroom. That can all be requested here, sent through to your property manager, and they can action that on your behalf. Once again, another purpose for this is to ensure that there's a record of the instructions requests from you as an owner, a proper record of requests and instructions to the tenant, and also the communication with the property manager. In the past, we've had to use third-party email clients, etc., which has meant that sometimes emails get lost, deleted in error, staff leave, accounts get deleted, etc. Here, because we can't delete anything from within our property suite of products, it means that there's a very transparent method of communication with all parties. So requests, they'd be straightforward. If there's a request that has been submitted or created by yourself, once that actually is forwarded through, that actually is found in there. Once a request is converted to a work order, they'll be found in that particular section there. Quotes, the same sort of thing. If there's been a request for a quote and a quote has been submitted, that'll be found there. In progress would be things that have been actually approved by the owner and are awaiting for the tradesperson to be able to approve on your behalf or be able to accept the job and then move it through to scheduling. The next section here is the inspections. If we click in there, this will bring up a history of any previous inspections, anything that may be pending. You can actually click on the little blue link in there where it says View Report. This will take you through to that particular inspection in question, giving you all the photos and comments that may have been taken at that particular routine inspection. So we can go back to Home here. Leases, once again, fairly self-explanatory. Your current lease, so if there is a lease in place on the property there, it'll give you the details of it. You can click the link. That will actually bring up a copy of the lease for your perusal. Easy access once again. I've gone back one too many I have there. So we'll go back into leases here. Recommended lease. The property manager sent through a recommendation for renewal at a particular term, rental amount. It'll be waiting in there for your perusal and instructions. If you've approved that will then go through to the pending tenant's decision. So it will actually, you can keep abreast of exactly the process of where that lease is, as far as being how far it is through to fruition for completion. Lease change requested. If either yourself or the tenant has requested a change to the lease, those details will be able to be accessed through there. And the reply action log actually gives you a rundown of anything to do with regards to those leases in question, whether there's been toing and throwing. It gives a history of what's actually happened with that particular lease. So I'll go back to the home file again. My properties, for those owners that we have that have got multiple properties, it will break these up so you can drill down a little bit more on each of the properties for each of the properties that you have. So it'll give you whether there's smoke alarm compliancy, give you some financial snapshots, completed inspections, everything pertaining to that property you'll be able to access at your fingertips in this particular section. Tenant invoices, so those water invoices will find their way in here shortly, but at the present point in time, if we're actually invoicing the tenant, whether that be that there was a repair or maintenance, it was the tenant's responsibility. Pool chemicals are another one that we have quite a bit of. So that will give you a rundown of what's happening with regards to those tenant invoices, where they're at, paid or not paid. Reports, some of the information that was in under that the My Properties section will also be able to be found here, as far as being able to get some idea of a monthly income and expenses, a return on investments and profit and loss, plotting for your portfolio or for individual properties. So give you a bit better idea of what you may need, which properties may be due to be moved on, and having other stock coming into your portfolio that may be able to provide a better return. Contact your property manager. This section here allows you to communicate directly with your property manager. Any of those items there, headings, plus anything in general, other, being able to then put in your note and then hit submit. That will then go through to your property manager, and the line of communication opened up, and you'll be able to come in here and see where things are at with their responses. So there you have it. That's the Landlord app, LJ Hooker Beanley Landlord app. If you're having any issues with it, please contact your property manager. And in the meantime, I'd just like to say thanks for using LJ Hooker Beanley to manage your investment.